Good morning. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Failing to prepare is preparing to fail." We believe that this particular statement very much applies to e-banking security. Given that by the end of 2011, estimated 1/3 of the PCs will be infected by malware and enrolled in botnets, may it be that the banks are indeed preparing to fail? Here's the problem. 99% of the currently deployed e-banking security systems focus solely on malware detection. They stop hacked transactions or attempt to stop hacked transactions after they've been submitted by the users. Is it enough? What about the new generation of social engineering type of attacks deceiving the users? What about confidentiality of information entered by the user through a hacked browser even before the transaction has been submitted? What about the decreased efficiency of the e-banking systems under large-scale automated attacks? These are very important questions, and we came to the conclusion that a proper modern e-banking security system should not be about stopping transactions, hacked transactions, but rather should allow the user to transact in an efficient and confidential way even if his PC is infected. Now, the banks should also not rely on users reading manuals or instructions, because nobody does it anyway. A number of banks in our country, Switzerland, asked us to develop advanced, future-oriented systems for e-banking security. And as a result, we are proud to present to you today our flagship product, CLX Sentinel Display. CLX Sentinel Display is an end-user USB-connected device, which looks a little bit like a mobile phone, with a high-resolution color display, with a keypad, with embedded smart card, housing the user digital credentials, as well as with specially designed hardened browser and middleware on board of this device. Two features are worth mentioning at this point. The device requires no installation of any software whatsoever on the PC and no administration rights. It is a true plug-and-play, zero-footprint solution that works under Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Secondly, you will also see that it's very easy to use. The user must only enter the PIN, and he will be directly routed to his bank account. A secure connection is now open between the CLX Sentinel Display and the security management server. Application authentication takes place, and if available, software updates will be downloaded to the device, and this is what you see. We are connecting to the update server. The updates play a very major role in our security concept. Issued in regular time intervals, they change the image of the software on board of the device. Now, even if the hacker managed to take a snapshot of this image, reverse engineer it, develop a patch, he would have to do it between two consecutive updates and continue doing this, which is really unsustainable for any even very experienced hacker and dramatically reduces his return on investment. You can think about it like this. A burglar took an imprint of your key, developed a duplicate, and when he is ready to break in, he realizes that the lock on your door is changed. Now, what you see now is the browser that started from the device. Before we continue, a few words about the browsers. Standard browsers like Internet Explorer or Mozilla Firefox were not developed with security in mind. They are general-purpose browsers. You might have heard about the so-called locked-down browsers, which are the browsers, the standard browsers with some rudimentary protections around them. Our browser is architecturally hardened. It is a single-purpose browser developed for e-banking with protections rooted in the browser and not deployed around it. At this moment, a point-to-point channel is established between the device and the banking server. And mutual client-server authentication takes place, and the certificate on the smart card within the device is used to authenticate the user and map him to his account. So the user is led directly to his account on the banking system. To continue, let's assume that the user wishes to make a money transfer. He enters basic transaction data such as account, bank code, and so on and so on. And then presses next to validate and gets the transaction back, presses send. And at this moment, this transaction is sent to the bank server where it is checked. Details of the transactions are extracted, the details that are needed for validation of the transaction, and those details are sent back, digitally signed with the bank key, to the device for confirmation. Now the user can confirm the transaction. The transaction is digitally signed and sent back to the bank where the signature is validated and the transaction is sent further to the for processing. Now I would like to finish this demonstration with two messages, which I guess we will have to discuss at our stand. Please visit us over there and we can discuss the details. Thank you very much.